32, if we round, we got 1.505. Log of 8, 0.903. And log of 150 is 2.176. So if you come down here, a logarithm is just an exponent. Then when you see this down here, common logarithms are base 10. Now, so you'll notice some logs will have a little number down here, like a 2 or a 4. When they don't have a number, you just assume it's an invisible 10. So we're going to go back and forth, learn how to write things. So the first thing I want to start with is this little b that you see right here. That is the base. So if it doesn't have the word log, you would just put the base right here. The next thing that we see is this x right here. That is our exponent. And if we're writing it without the word log, you know your exponent comes up here, it kind of floats. Then the next thing we have is that y. That y is called your argument. So all of this will equal our argument. I hope I have room. So what we're going to do is we're going to write these down here with the word log. So if it helps you, kind of like highlight them. So remember this big number that you see right here, that is your base. So you're going to have that log of a 2 right there. The next thing you're going to have is that floating thing up here, whatever it may be. I'm doing 3 at the same time. That is considered your exponent, and that actually goes over here. Your argument is the 64. So the 64 is big and it goes right there. So if I do these other two, I would have a log. I'm gonna go ahead and write the word log here. I'll go ahead and write the word log here and here. So my base is that 5. In this case, my base is an A. I'm going to go ahead and do the argument next. The argument is the 125 or the D. And the last thing is you have your exponent, which is a 3 and a C. So let's do these two. Your base in this case is a 4, and this one is a 36. The argument is a 16 and a 6. And then your exponent is that 2 and that 1/2. So let's go ahead and do the same thing on the top of page 2. So if you need to see what it looks like, we're doing this backwards. So in other words, we have the word log. We're going to write it without the word log. So the first thing you need to remember is that little 4. This one doesn't have one, and we'll go over review that in a minute. And this X, those are your bases. So this one is a 4. Get your exponent, which is your 3. That 3 and that Z. Oh, I forgot to write it. And that equals the argument of a 64. Ooh. Now these are pretty easy to check because 4 to the 3rd does equal 64, so it's pretty easy to check. I'm going to go ahead and highlight these arguments. Okay, so let's go ahead and do these. So remember, if they don't have a base, it's understood it's a 10. So you have 10 to the 3rd power equals 1,000, and that checks for sure. The next one, x to the z power equals y. So I'm going to do these without highlighting them. So my base is 5. The exponent is a 2. My argument is a 25. Next one, base is an 8. Exponent is a 1/2. And the argument is a 2.